Okay, so hello everyone. This is now the last part of our session when it comes to the presence of the different parts or the different concepts related with the safety issues when it comes to the use of ICT. So in this case, for this part ng session natin, we will now be talking about the possible risks and hazards na maaari natin ma-encounter whenever we are utilizing or if we will be utilizing ICT, mapa applications man ito, yung iba't ibang mga tools or even the physical devices na maaari po natin magamit when it comes to our classes. Okay? So, there are various issues po na maaari po natin ma-encounter when it comes to the use of ICT. Pero simulan po muna natin when it comes to the presence of the different laws, okay, that will basically ensure our safety pagdating po sa paggamit ng ICT and the different materials related po pagdating dito. So there are different types of enabling legal policies which is basically institutionalized by the government para maprotektahan ng bawat isang individual na gagamit ng ICT, hindi lamang yung mga teachers, hindi lamang yung mga citizens, but even you learners. So meron po tayo ditong Data Privacy Act of 2012, which is also known as RA 1013 10173, which is the law that is established by the National Privacy Commission to protect the basic right to privacy of every, okay, once again, of all, anyone, okay, that will be utilizing these different types of ICT pagdating po sa ating bansa. So it will promote the smooth flow of information and at the same time to promote innovation and growth with all the citizens, offices, different agencies, government or non-government man should abide. It aims to provide and to give protection para sa lahat po ng mga information na meron tayo. Mapa-private man ito, personal or sensitive information. So if ever man that this will be violated um, by any individual, um, maaari po magkaroon dito ng mga karampatang parusa. Okay? And at the same time, it could also involve the presence of what we are calling as the cybercrime. Okay? Na medyo related po pagdating po dito sa bagay na ito. So there's also the presence of the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 or RE 10175. The Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 is actually the type of law that will protect and safeguard the value of computer systems, networks, and even the presence of the different databases when it comes to the different confidentiality na present po dito. So whenever we're accessing the web, hindi po basta-basta dapat na makuha yung mga information natin. So meron po tayong tinatawag dito na cybercrime and cyber fraud prevention law that will actually help secure every single one of us para hindi nga po basta-basta magamit itong mga information na ito against us. So, meron din po itong karampatang parusa if ever man po na it will be violated by anyone. So, hindi po kasi pwedeng basta-basta makuha yung mga information natin katulad na lamang ng cyber phishing of those different information. So, kinakailangan po natin na itong iba't ibang mga sabihin na natin na information na to should be kept private. Kasi ito nga po ay maaari magamit against us and at the same time, um, it could do harm to any individual na makukuha ng mga information na ito. Um, Also, this involves the presence of possible harassment and even, ano pa nga ba? Uh, Even din po yung plagiarism and copyright is also included po dito sa cybercrime. Okay, basta anything that will not safeguard our safety, okay, um, could be included dito po kay Cybercrime Prevention Act. And lastly, we have the presence of the Freedom of Information Law, which is an executive order in 2016. It is now to provide and to give access to official records, documents, and papers about official acts, transactions, and decisions. Yun po yung reason kung bakit nga ba meron tayong National Gazette. We could browse online para makuha po natin yung mga batas and magkaroon din po tayo dito ng knowledge regarding every single one of them. Okay? Now, when it comes to the presence and the utilization of the ICT, hindi naman po tungkol na sa mga possible na harm or mga batas ang kinoconsider po natin dito. we're also considering here the presence of the possible risk na maaari po natin makuha kapag gumagamit po tayo ng iba't ibang mga devices when it comes to information and communication technology. For instance, the first one, we have the presence of trailing cables or sa iba't ibang mga kable po na maaari pong maging hazards pagdating po dito sa sa bawat isang ito. Okay? So, when it comes to the presence of these trailing cables, maaari nga po itong matalisod or matapilok kayo. Yun po yung concern pagdating dito sa bagay na ito. That's the reason of the clutter or yung mga kalat po na present when it comes to this risk. Then, there's a possibility of spillage of drinks or food na maaari po ditong tumapon yung or matapunan yung mga devices natin, then mag-cause ng short circuit, then pagkasira, and at the same time, hindi lamang pagkasira nito, kundi maaari din po mag-lead to electrocution and other hazards. Even fire hazards ay maaari din po mangyari. Then, overloaded power sockets, maaari nga rin po ito mag-cause ng sunog at iba pang pinsala, hindi lamang sa bahay, kundi pati na rin sa mga physical or sa mga individuals na gumagamit po ng mga devices na ito. Then also the presence of heavy falling objects. For instance, yung mga CPUs, kapag ito po ay bumagsak, itong mga laptops na ito, maaari po itong mag-cause ng physical harm or damage to any individual. Then, we also have the presence of eye strain, which is now a type of physical risk na maaari nga po natin ma-experience by utilizing too much ng technologies na ito. Na maaari nga pong sumakit yung ulo rin natin at some point and even provide back pain and even neck pain. Then, for those who are actually utilizing their wrists or their hands, maaari din po magkaroon dito ng carpal tunnel, repetitive strain injuries, na nakadepende na nga lang po yun sa kung paano natin ginagamit yung iba't ibang mga devices, especially to the gamers out there. Okay, so these are some of the physical risks na maaari po natin ma-experience na maaari nga pong maging danger in the long run pagdating na po sa buhay ng bawat isa sa atin. Then, other than the physical risk of utilizing ICT, nandito rin po yung e-networking risk. So, for instance, exposure to inappropriate content. Kaya nga po kinakailangan aware po tayo sa kung ano nga ba yung mga papanoorin at ipapanood natin. Because there's a possibility that it is quite inappropriate for the age, inappropriate po for the lesson, or inappropriate for anyone. Then, lifestyle websites that promote violence, self-harm, suicide, and hate. So when it comes to these different things, marami po tayong na nababalitaan ng mga individuals na nai-influensya ng kung ano yung kanilang mga pinapanood. So we should actually learn kung paano nga po ba natin isa-sensor itong mga bagay na ito para lang po maging mas okay and at the same time, sabihin na po natin na hindi talaga magkaroon ng long-term effect or long-term risk ang paggamit po ng social networking sites or kahit na anong mga sites na gagamitin po natin. Because anyone can access these things, lalo na po kung hindi child-proof yung ating mga devices and yung internet connectivity natin. Then, bukod po din sa mga bagay na ito, in networking sites, maaari din po magkaroon ng cyberbullying any forms. Presence of sexually explicit images or messages. Kaya nga po meron tayong Safe Spaces Act para po tumulong sa atin pagdating sa bagay na ito. Kasi at the end of the day, hindi lamang po puro mga physical traumas ang maaari ma-experience ng iba't ibang mga individuals. It could also be through the form of the cyberspaces. So, let's protect ourselves, let's protect other people pagdating po sa mga bagay na ito. And the golden rule, do not do unto others what you do not want others to do unto you. Think before you click at the end of the day. Then we also have the issues of privacy issues, including disclosure of personal information. Na marami na pong mga instances na nagkaroon po dito ng mga individuals na nanakawan o kaya naman sila ay na sexually abused. Sorry for the term. Um, Trigger warning po. For those individuals who were raped because of um, sharing private information. They will be sharing in the social media na wala silang kasama sa bahay. And those other things, maaaring nga po itong magkaroon ng masamang implications lalo na sa mga individuals na merong masamang plano pagdating sa inyo. Also, there's also the risk of having addiction. Hindi lamang po to gambling and gaming. Addiction to the use of social media, fixation sa mga phones ninyo, and even fixation na rin pagdating sa mga shopping sites. Okay? Kahit hindi kayo nag-check out, pero nauubos ang oras ninyo pagdating sa bagay na ito, that could also be a risk. Then there's also the presence of theft and fraud, katulad na nga lang po ng phishing of information, na nakuha nga po dito yung mga information ninyo, then maaari magkaroon na ng mga bank activities na wala namang consent galing sa inyo. Then there's also the presence of computer viruses na there's a possibility na magkaroon ng Trojan, spyware, and other malwares na maaaring makasira sa mismong device ninyo and maaaring makakuha ng mga information ninyo. Then, syempre, isa rin po dun sa mga issues natin dito is the existence of social pressure to maintain online networks. Hindi lahat ng mga makikilala natin sa social media ay mga kaibigan natin or magiging kaibigan natin. Always remember that. Some of them will stay with us, some of them will not. So, alamin po natin kung sino nga ba yung mga genuine na connections na nagagawa po natin in social media. Nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, okay, there are individuals na nakakausap natin during that time, pero personally, nung nakita po natin or nakasama natin sila, you do not vibe pala. That's a reality when it comes to life. Hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon, lahat ng mga makikilala mo in the social networking sites will be your friends. Okay, so just accept those things and try to move forward as an individual and to learn kung ano nga ba yung mga nangyari sa mga experiences na yon. So those are some of the e-networking risks po na kinoconsider natin. Then, other than the e-networking risk, syempre, pati rin po sa teaching learning process, meron po tayong iba't ibang mga misuse when it comes to ICT, especially on the first one, plagiarism and copyright infringement. One of the rules when it comes to my class, it is the observance of no plagiarism. Wala pa man kayong activity na ginagawa po sa akin, I am hoping that when any reflections or activities will be done when it comes to my class, none of you will be violating this thing. I have very low tolerance pagdating po sa bagay na ito, especially if you will be copying it completely online. So please acknowledge if ever man po that you will be citing any individuals because I don't want that type of academic integrity. Okay, integrity po na mangyari sa klase ko. Because at the end of the day, we have the access when it comes to these different things. So nasa inyo na po yung kung paano nyo sila gagamitin. And please use them wisely. Then, there's also the presence of downloading materials not relevant to their studies. For instance, you are utilizing, kapag pinapagamit ko nga kayo ng phones during our time, sana ma-maximize po ito for communication para magamit po ito sa mismong discussion natin. I am letting you utilize that. Pero sana, as future educators, huwag ninyong gawin yung ayaw ninyong gawin sa inyo ng mga estudyante ninyo. Okay? Then there's also the presence of misconduct associated with subject login, such as using someone else's password or using someone else's account. If you're in a relationship, it would actually be a red flag if you will be utilizing the social media of your partner o kaya naman ng kaibigan mo. So please do not use that to stalk them or to limit them when it comes to their interactions. At the end of the day, things should be made out of trust and at the same time mutual respect with one another. Then, fourth one, na-mention ko na rin dito kanina, responsible use of mobile phone during class period. Sana wala naglalaro sa inyo while we are having the discussions. Future discussions din, maximize lang po yung use natin ng phones, okay, for learning processes. Then there's also unauthorized taking of photos or images during class. So if you will be allowed naman po in my class, pero sana lang po wag dun sa mga instances na medyo offensive for any member of the class. Okay, to make fun or to mock them. Okay, so please do not do that. And lastly, for the last part po ng session na to, let's simply consider also kung ano nga ba yung significance na tinatawag po natin na e-safety. E-safety help safeguard children and young people in the digital world. Tayong mga, kayong mga digital natives, you should know how to help other people kapag sila po ay nangangailangan ng tulong. Especially if this about the use of this social networking sites, use of different devices, help them understand these things. And at the same time, if you would like to safeguard them, ituro din po natin sa kanila kung paano nga ba yung tamang paggamit. Then, eSafety emphasizes learning to understand new technologies in a positive way. wag nga po natin sanang gamitin ito in a negative manner na ito po ay um, hindi na natin sabihin natin na makaka-impluensya or magkakaroon po ng negative effects na sa mga individuals na gagamit po ng social networking sites. Okay? Sana po tayo sa positive lang or tama yung gawin po natin. Okay? Kasi baka naman pala umabot tayo sa part ng toxic positivity. So, wag din po sana. Then, eSafety educates children about the risks as well as the benefits so we can feel confident online because they will be the next generation. So, let them properly use this information wisely. And lastly, eSafety support young learners and adults to develop safer online behaviors both in and out of school. Kung ano man yung mga digital footprint na ipapakita po ninyo online should also be how you will be interacting with other people offline or yung mga personal interactions po ninyo sa bawat isang mga individual na ito should actually be parallel sa kung ano nga po ba yung mga ipapakita ninyo. It is a mutual respect. Okay? Hindi naman po mahirap na humingi or magkaroon ng mutual respect with one another pagdating po sa mga concepts or mga ideas na to. So at the end of the day, tandaan lang po natin na kinakailangan po natin ng pagrespeto and at the same time, dun lang po tayo sa tama kapag kinoconsider po natin ang mga concepts which are actually quite related pagdating po sa safety ng bawat isang individual when it comes to the use of social networking sites, the use of ICT, kasi meron po tayong mga batas, meron po tayong freedom, meron tayong rights, and meron po tayong responsibilities when it comes to the use of these things. So this cap off my discussion po pagdating po sa chapter na ito when it comes to the presence of what we are calling as the ICT policies and issues and its implications to teaching and learning. So at this point, as a form of your attendance and at the same time a part ng inyong um, activity for today, as an output na lang din po regarding these um, concerns po natin. Okay? So, we will be doing a quick activity po na related sa kung paano nyo nga ba ang ginagamit ang social networking sites. Okay? So, you can actually do this on your phone or if you have your laptops with you, you will just be taking a screenshot. Okay? So, ano nga po ba yung gagawin ninyo? So, on your browser, so look for or search kung ang search engine nyo po ay Edge. Search nyo po dito kita ninyo kung ano yung mga search ko online. So in this case, look for your name. Okay? Write your name or type your name on the search engine. Then, click enter. Then, tingnan po ninyo kung ano-ano nga ba yung digital footprint na iniiwan ninyo when it comes to this online world. And what I would like you to do, guys, is to provide a screenshot of the images, okay, na related po regarding to your name. So ano nga ba yung mga makikita ninyo kapag sinerch ninyo yung mismong pangalan ninyo? In this case, this is actually an activity or an output that I did. Meron po ako dito presentation na available. So if you are actually utilizing Edge, you can take a screenshot of this part. Okay, this is a search engine. Pwede rin naman po na yung mga images na available. And answer the question po na ilalagay ko dun sa Google form that will be uploaded or that will be included sa description box po for this particular video. So, for this activity, it is all about digital citizenship and your digital footprint. So, please take a screenshot once again. Take a screenshot of the page if you will be searching your name. Okay? Then the second one, provide a quick reflection regarding is the information provided or is your digital footprint something that you can be proud of? Okay, so ito lang po yung magiging activity slash attendance po natin for this particular day. So, this simply ends my discussion po when it comes to technology for teaching and learning 1 for this thing. And see you on our next session po for some other activities na related na po dun sa susunod na chapter or lesson natin. So, yun muna for the meantime. Stay safe, stay dry, and maximize technology. Think before you click. Thank you, everyone. Ingat.